This Raxiom 50-inch curved LED light bar is for those of you that have a 1987 and up Wrangler and are looking to add a 50-inch auxiliary light bar, but you like the look of a curved bar. So for the install of this light bar, I am going to give it a 2 out of 3 wrenches because of the wiring that's involved in getting this set up. Getting the bar itself installed on the Jeep, especially if you purchase one of those bolt-on 50-inch light bar brackets, is going to be a breeze. Very, very easy to get that installed. The actual bar will install on the Jeep in no more than a half an hour. Now, as far as the actual light that this throws, it is going to be a little bit of a wider spread, but the curve is more of a visual change than it is a change with the actual light pattern. Now, a 50-inch light bar in general is going to be incredibly bright. These are going to be for use when there really isn't anyone else around. Even if you're on a trail at night, you have somebody in front of you, a 50-inch light bar is not going to be the best choice. Of course, if you have oncoming traffic, even on a dark back road, turn off the 50-inch. So these are going to be used in a limited number of situations, but when you need a ton of light, when you need light really far down the trail, a 50-inch light bar is going to be what you're going to want. Also, a lot of people will just install these on their Jeeps because they like the way that they look, and that's okay too. If you like the look of a 50-inch light bar, you like how it gives it that off-road, more rugged styling, this is going to be a good choice for you as well. Raxiom is known for making a very high quality light bar at an affordable price. There are light bars that cost $1,500 out there, and while you might get a few extra meters of light throw, you might get a few extra lumens out of those lights. This is going to be a much more affordable light while still being very high quality. This light is going to be built from a die-cast aluminum housing. It has a polycarbonate lens and it houses 103 watt LEDs. As with most 50-inch light bars, this is going to be a dual beam pattern light bar. The outside here are going to be a flood pattern, and they're going to be a 60-degree flood. The inside is going to be a 30-degree spot pattern. So there are some other lights on the market that have a narrower beam pattern, so they're going to throw light a little bit further in front of you. This is going to be a little bit more of a broad washing style of light. So take that into account, depends on what you're going to be using your light bar for. In my opinion, I think this is going to be a little bit more useful than more of a narrow beam that throws light very, very far down the trail. But again, depends on what you want and the scenarios that you're going to be using your light bar in. Now, something I do like about this compared to some of the other Raxiom light bars and some of the other light bars on the market is that this has a black background around the reflectors. So the pocket that the LED actually sits in is the reflector that gives it its beam pattern and its brightness, but the rest of the area inside the light isn't really used for anything. It's not actually functional, so you could really make it whatever color you want. And in this case, Raxiom has given the light a really nice, stealthy and aggressive blacked out look by putting a black cover over top of the non-used part of the reflector. Now, this light bar does come with a 2-wire pigtail, which is pretty standard for most light bars on the market, most 50-inch light bars and most light bars of other sizes. So you are going to have to do some wiring in order to get this set up. You are going to have to get a switched 12-volt source to your light. This is also going to come with a couple of small feet, but most of you are going to use a bolt-on 50-inch light bar mount when installing this in order to avoid having to drill into your windshield frame. So for the install of this light bar, I am going to give it a 2 out of 3 wrenches because of the wiring that's involved in getting this set up. Getting the bar itself installed on the Jeep, especially if you purchase one of those bolt-on 50-inch light bar brackets, is going to be a breeze. You'll install the bracket, drop the light bar onto the bracket. Very, very easy to get that installed. The actual bar will install on the Jeep in no more than a half an hour. From there, you have to do your wiring. And depending on how you like to do your wiring, you're probably going to want to pick up power at the battery. You're going to want to have a relay, of course a fuse, a switch, and you're going to have to be building that wiring harness. Now, another option for you, if you're not that into automotive wiring, you want to make things a little bit easier on yourself, would it be to pick up one of Raxiom's wiring harnesses built specifically for these LED lights. That's going to include that switch, relay, fuse, all the wiring that you need. And then all you have to do is really pull the wires, get them into their proper locations, and then make the splices. If you're not comfortable at all with automotive wiring, it's perfectly okay to take your Jeep to a shop and have them install this for you. This light bar comes in at right around $450, and I do think that's going to be a pretty good price for what you're getting. Now, there are light bars, specifically 50-inch light bars, that are all over the spectrum as far as pricing goes. You can get those bargain basement $100 light bars that are going to include brackets and a wiring harness for that price. And then there are light bars that cost 3 times as much as this one does, or even more than that, without any of the add-ons. Now, those light bars, like I said before, they might throw light a little bit further. You might get a few more lumens, but for what most of us use our light bars for, this is going to be more than enough light, and it's going to be a good quality for the price you're getting. So if you're looking for a quality curved LED light bar, I would definitely recommend taking a look at this one from Raxiom, and you can find it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.